mgomo huo unaendelea, lakini kabla ya mgomo huo, kabla ya kuendelea na mahojiano yetu, mwelekezi wangu ananielekeza kwamba kuna taarifa ambazo zimeingia katika studio hivi sasa ambazo zinakuja kwa njia moja kwa moja kuhusiana na mgomo huo, na waziri katika wizara ya Afya Cleopa Mailu anahutubia vyombo vya habari. Labda moja kwa moja kwanza tuende upande huo tuweze kusikia kile ambacho kinachotangazwa
around the document in question, and that is the pursuit we are following, and I'm glad that with the doctors we seem to be getting towards that direction, and therefore the outcome of that document will be the one which will enable people to go back to the court to register a collective bargaining agreement. Yes.
Yes, concerning the recognition agreement, had you given the counties a time frame that they should sign the agreement by this date, or are we fast tracking it so that we can solve the stalemate of implementing the CBA agreement, or can you preempt exactly how that recognition agreement is supposed to go about between the Council of Governors and in relation to the CBA agreement?
You know what happened was, which in a sense are fairly independent in the way they do their own things. So what we agreed as a Council of Governors is that for us to keep on running for the 47 county governments to negotiate a recognition agreement with the union, each one of them, is an illogical thing, and you will have something that is not standardized. So we agreed that as 47 county governments will sign one document, and that is the one that we have said, which as we speak right now, our chairmen of the public service boards are actually meeting. I wouldn't be surprised if they're sitting right now as we are talking. So that because we've given guidelines that document should be signed by the weekend. It should be finalized by the weekend, so that on Monday, because we had said it should be finalized in 1 week from yesterday. So 1 week for us ends on Monday next week. That document should be finalized. Yeah.
And is it true you had given like 30 days to resolve the whole issues of nurses? That is what they're saying.
No, what we said yesterday was a collective bargaining agreement has to have many other players in place. You have SRC or Saraserem. You will have the Treasury indicating the resourcing for the additional payments, because you know the nursing cadre is a very large cadre. If you look at it all over the counties, I think you would probably be talking in total over 60,000 people. So the resourcing, and also the other issues that relate to cadring as guided by both SRC and the Ministry of Public Service and the public service boards of the county governments. So those are the issues that would take a slightly longer period in negotiations. And that's why we say the collective bargaining agreement needs a slightly longer time. But as you are doing that, you agree on a return to work formula, so that the negotiations, you don't do the negotiations with a gun on your head, because then that would mean that there's no goodwill on both parties.
Any other question? Yes.
I have two questions. One is to the ministry. What are some of the emergency measures that you put in place to address, just to absorb the shock of the strike? And then also the clinical officers are saying that they're also going to go on strike this midnight because of some issues that they say have not been addressed. So could you just comment on that, and then, yeah.
Thank you. I think with regard to measures, I think as the governor said, we have spoken, and I think the governors and the CECs in the counties and the directors of medical services in those counties are trying to make arrangements where possible for locum and other people to come in and support them, and also appeal to institutions which are within the counties, both private, faith-based and other institutions, really to accord patients care. We are looking at where we can get some doctors to be able, like Nairobi, to deploy to some of the hospitals within Nairobi to be able to to support where there are gaps. Those are the measures we can be able to put in place, and we have also used some of our staff who are being trained, who are on their 3rd year or 5th year of training, who can be able to be used within institutions. But it will depend from county to county and the level to which the services have been affected. The issue you are raising of clinical officers, I'm not aware that clinical officers are going to go on strike. And if, based on that information, yesterday when we were meeting here, clinical officers delivered a letter in my office raising certain grievances. And if you are raising grievances today and tomorrow you go on strike, then it means you are really not having the people at heart, and you are just being mercenary. And I'll put it bluntly. It is important for people to follow a process which can stand the test of time. And even you and me can be able to see that a process has been followed. Because going on strike, there's a process. You submit a document at 4 o'clock, and you to put your grievances to the right office, and before you can even receive the letter and look at it, under the circumstances, you are calling for a strike. I cannot stop you. I want people to examine their conscience and be able to address the issues in a manner whereby it also gives opportunity for organizations or officers to be able to address those issues. But
na mtazamaji, kama unavyoona hayo ama hiyo ndio taarifa ambayo tunaipokea hivi sasa kwa njia moja kwa moja, ingawa kidogo tulikuwa tumechelewa.